I'm Kat Deacon. I'm mother of 4. I used to work full time, and I used to do a lot of sports as well, a lot of paddle sports. And I'm 38. Was doing dragon boating, and I was just finding that halfway through the race I would just completely run out of energy. So I was trying to really increase my fitness by doing more, but then I would get dizzy, I would just get completely exhausted, and I just wasn't getting the energy that I needed.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy with my body shape. I felt I was carrying far too much fat for my liking, and I wasn't happy with my energy levels either. I also wasn't happy with I was getting like a cloudy mind as well, and mood swings and hormone problems and things like that. Everything was all out of kilter. Relationship wise, the mood swing thing was a big problem. Dealing with my kids, that was a major factor, that was a major issue, because I didn't want to turn into a screaming fishwife, and I wanted to be able to have the patience that I usually had with them all the time, sort of thing. But sometimes I would just like completely lose it. I wanted to be able to run around my local lake, or have the energy to do that without feeling like I was getting blood in my throat or going to pass out or something. And I needed the energy to keep up with my children as well, because 4 kids is a lot of running around, and I'd just be completely exhausted at the end of the day, and I didn't have time to do that, so I needed to keep going. I used to be vegetarian, and I was thinking mistakenly that I was on a very healthy diet, and I couldn't understand why I was getting these huge cravings for sugar and chocolate and things like that would just be the only way I could keep functioning, really, could keep going. I'd suffer, I'd look pale, I'd have big bags under my eyes, my nails would be rubbish, my hair would look rubbish, and I just wouldn't have that glow about me. You know, when you come back off holiday, and it's not just the tan, but it's the rest and relaxation and the healthy eating and stuff like that. And most of the time when I was at home, I just wouldn't get that. I just look pale and pasty. Well, I realised that I needed help when I just seemed to be coming up against this wall every time I was trying to work out, and just knew that nothing was right, really. And then I saw about the services that you provide being well-being more than just personal training sort of thing, and I thought, well, actually, yeah, that's probably what I need. So I thought I'd give it a try. I didn't see any benefits straight away, because it took a long time to convince me to the habits that I'd formed over the years before. I've been vegetarian for 13 years. I think it took about 6 months to actually convince me that I do need to eat meat, and that my body does need to eat meat, need to have meat. And so it took a little while to kind of change things up here before I would accept the changes that I needed to do in the food I was eating, to provide the right nutrients to my body, what my body needed. So it took a little while, but we got there eventually. The biggest surprise to me was the fact that I had been eating so poorly for 13 years. I thought I'd read up quite a lot on the foods that I had to eat, how to be a healthy vegetarian. I thought I knew quite a lot about it, but I was like way off, and I was actually quite upset about it. The biggest insights that I've had really is in working with Matt, is how my body actually works, how it functions, and the fact that you need to fix things on a deeper level just to get the results on the surface. The superficial fixes just don't work. You really do need to get in there, understand what's going on, and make sure you feed it the right stuff and do the right stuff to it. I am more kind of settled and balanced, and able to deal with stresses a lot better than what I used to be. The massive benefit that I've had is from being vegetarian and living on a sugar diet to eating meat, and it's like going from a 50cc engine to a 600cc engine. The energy you get is more sustainable, and it's so much better, and it's so more wholesome as well. So I think those are absolutely the major benefits. My mind is much more clear now. I have more clarity in what I'm thinking. I'm able to study better, stay more focused, concentrate better. So mentally, it's been a great help. It's been really it's been a real insight to how everything works together. Everything's all connected. So that's been great. So I've been able to carry on with my studies, keep up with my family, and do everything that I need to do to make me happy. The biggest obstacle I've had is realising the addictions that I did have that I didn't realise I had. For example, my addiction to chocolate and to sugar, and how long it actually took me to come off of that, the side effects I had, and that's when I kind of realised how bad it was for me, and how much damage it was doing to me. Just recently I'd been detoxifying myself for a period of time where I was only eating the foods that my body really liked, and found that when I was naughty and I did go and have some chocolate, I had these like major side effects. I got a sore throat, a cold, I got sinus problems, and it would only last a couple of hours, but it's like my body just went through this detox when I had chocolate, and I love chocolate, and it's like, that's really mean, but it obviously it was having an effect on my body, and I just couldn't tell before, couldn't see it before. So yeah, that was very interesting. Long term, I know that having done all this work on repairing my gut and getting everything right, I know that it's going to benefit me in the long term with regards to my health. My family has a history of multiple sclerosis and Parkinson's disease, and I know with them being degenerative that any work I do on my health now to optimise my health now is going to benefit me in the future. So hopefully I'll be able to avoid any issues like that. Outside of health, my kids they're a lot happier. They're much happier with me being balanced and settled than they were when I was sort of like a screaming banshee sort of woman. So yeah, my kids are so going to benefit from this, absolutely. I'm going to benefit because, as I say, I have the clarity of thought now. The biggest obstacles I face on sticking with this plan and the program, the work that that Matt and I are doing together, is the discipline side of it. Like when I go out for meals, and when I do home baking with my kids, and it's very difficult to not partake in the chocolate muffins and things like that. So yeah, it's tough. And I am trying to bring as much as what the work that Matt and I are doing into what I do with the children, but kids are fussy eaters anyway, so yes, we will still have chocolate in the house, and we will still have some of the things that just really are no good for me. So yes, the discipline is going to be the hardest part. I think that anybody would benefit from working with Matt. He has such a broad knowledge of everything to do with the body and the mind, and so it would benefit parents, children, older people, so it really would work with anyone, really. So I think particularly parents as well, because as I say, I'm trying to put a lot of this into my children and trying to instill good habits right from the start. So I think anyone that wants to optimise the vehicle that they're travelling in could definitely benefit from working with